So when it comes to the MCU, there are two defining moments in the franchise that affect the world it exists in more so than anything else. The first one, of course, is quite a big one, as it happens at the end of Iron Man 1, where Tony Stark comes out there and he says, "I am Iron Man." The second one would be the Avengers incident in New York, where of course the revelations of "we're not alone in this universe, there's aliens out there and they're invading us" was made a very big reality for the entire world. So you can see how these things were a pretty big seismic shift when it came to the MCU. Well, the next big one, I would say, is probably the ending of Black Panther. And of course, I think the ending of Black Panther is going to lead to an ever-changing Marvel Cinematic Universe, and something that I don't think many of us expected. Now, of course, at the end of Black Panther, we see that he goes along with Shuri to Oakland, and this is where they're going to have a Wakandan outreach program that essentially they will start assisting the world with a bunch of their technology, trying to bring the world along with Wakanda to be one, to kind of work together. And of course, during the actual mid-credits scene, we see that he's speaking before all the governments and says, you know, here's Wakanda, we're about to share all of our stuff with you. And when you think about this, the future of the MCU from this moment on is far, far different than what we've had before. Now Wakanda is going to be out in the open. This nation everybody thought was more or less the poorest in the world, as they say, there was nothing there, is suddenly the most technologically advanced place on Earth. And now everybody is going to start taking a notice of this and paying attention to it. And this opens up the MCU in this weird way where once this has happened, everything has now changed. Because think of what's just happened, you know, like people will feel more of a sense of pride, kind of mimicking what's happening with our planet today with people going and watching Black Panther. It's kind of like this moment where they feel proud that they have something that represents them on the screen, right? And that can be echoed in the sequel. But not just that, think about how big of a statement this is to the bigger MCU. Now that the borders are more or less open, what will this do to Wakanda? Invading forces, starting with Avengers Infinity War, and then going on forward with this. And imagine the ramifications it's going to have when they go, so let us get this straight. The alien invasion that happened in New York, you guys just sat on the sidelines? You didn't bother to help us? So the political intrigue is all there. So honestly, I look at the ending of Black Panther as one of the biggest moments in the MCU. And I don't think many of you are going to disagree with this. And I'm just wondering, how do you think they handle this going forward? How do they portray the Black Panther and Wakanda in the bigger scheme of the MCU right now? And how do they play the political aspect of it?